Hi there, friends. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Keith Gibson. I hope you're having a great weekend. We are getting closer and closer to Christmas, and I'm here with a weather update specifically designed to talk about the winter weather chances for later on tonight and tomorrow. So let's get into our discussion here. We have a winter weather advisory that is now in effect for areas, really all of northeastern Wisconsin, including all of our territory in northeastern Wisconsin. The only exception here would be parts of the UP not officially under an advisory here, but all of that blue winter weather advisory tonight and for our Monday. We think there's going to be a couple of inches of slushy snow around here later tonight into tomorrow and a little bit of icy glaze potential. This is not going to be a catastrophic winter storm, but there could be some wintry weather that could gum up the works a little bit later on tonight and tomorrow. So just be forewarned, especially on some of those untreated highways, less traveled roads, bridges, elevated surfaces. There could be a little bit of an icy glaze and a little bit of slushy accumulation here. Let's get into the details. And first, I want to highlight the Packers and Saints Monday night game. I think the bulk of the precipitation that we are going to have tonight and tomorrow will likely be winding down prior to kickoff in Green Bay, but leading into the game, if you're coming up for the game or traveling to the game, it looks like we are going to be dealing with some wintry weather in northeastern Wisconsin. Kickoff around 30 degrees, wind chills in the mid-20s here. It shouldn't be too terribly bad. We just have to watch out for the conditions prior to the game. So that's the way it's looking for our Monday evening. Now, this is what's happening right now. There's a little band of snow being detected on First Alert Viper Max to our southwest. A lot of this is staying in the clouds. I don't really see a lot of surface observations reporting a lot of significant snow falling from this initial band, but this tells us that there is some moisture coming our way, and this could actually produce a little bit of a coating here shortly in some spots. So we'll be watching this band as it comes our way as we go throughout the evening hours. Later on tonight and tomorrow, the actual disturbance is this thing out in North Dakota. There's a little upper air disturbance, and this thing is coming down to the southeast, and it's going to be moving through over the next 24 hours. So we've got an initial band of precipitation that will blossom a little bit during the overnight hours, and then this thing will come on through tomorrow and give us a better chance for some snow accumulation, we think. So a couple of things that we are watching out for this evening. Let's talk about the icy glaze potential. A little bit of light freezing drizzle, a possibility later on tonight and tomorrow. Not an overwhelming amount, but it doesn't take a lot of ice or freezing drizzle to cause at least some slick spots on some of those untreated surfaces and some bridge decks. So just be alert for that. That could be one complicating factor that we'll be dealing with. The other thing is going to be some slushy snow accumulation. Now, this is my hand-drawn map, and I put this together about 6 hours ago, looking at some of the data available to me then. Just looking at some information that has come across this evening, there is a trend that some of this data wants to take the beefier band, I guess you could say the 1 to 4 inch band or the 2 to 4 inch band, a little bit farther south. This is a scenario that's not too terribly clear-cut, I think, as far as who's going to see the heavier band. It's really hard to tell how this is going to play out. Some models really want to take it across the northern part of the area. Some want to take it across the south. So we're going to have to just follow the trends here tonight and tomorrow morning. I just advise you to tune in to Steve Bailon in the morning starting at 4:30. On the TV side for the very latest on this, because things are changing and things could continue to change during the night. So there's a chance for 1 to 4 inches somewhere in northeastern Wisconsin. For Green Bay specifically, the model ranges anywhere from a ½ inch to about 2.5 inches. Temperatures will be around or slightly above freezing during this event, so this would be a wet type snow, and some of the well-traveled highways, the streets, probably will be more wet than icy here with some treatment. I saw some of that going on today coming to work, some treatment going on some of the streets in Green Bay. But again, we'll just have to watch and see how things evolve here. So I'm going to go through a couple of these model runs. I showed you the hand-drawn map. This is the very latest HRRR run that literally just came in like 10 minutes ago. And this is putting down a good 1 to 2 plus across the midsection of our area, including the Fox Valley, much lower amounts in the far north and across the far south. So this is just one model depiction of what could happen. It doesn't mean this is gospel by any means, but this is just one solution. Now, this is the updated in-house graph model that has shifted south. So it has taken the band of snow that was a little bit beefier to the north of Green Bay earlier today. It is now shifted to the south a little bit. So that is one of those changes that we are just going to have to adapt to as things evolve tonight and tomorrow. So that 1 to 4 inch band is going to be somewhere, we think. It's just the exact placement is still in doubt. Now, this is the earlier run of the American GFS model from earlier this afternoon. Notice how far north this is relative to the model run I just showed you that was taking it across our southern areas. So there's a reason why I don't have a lot of hair left on my head these days, because I've been in weather so long that we have to deal with these crazy scenarios here. And this has just been one of those events that it's really difficult to really pinpoint where this more significant snow band could be. But, relative to things here in our area, this is not going to be a crippling snowstorm. We just have a big Monday Night Football game taking place tomorrow, and a lot of folks will be traveling around northeastern Wisconsin here. So we just have to be a little extra cautious here. We've had a lot worse, and we will have a lot worse, but this is just a nuisance-type weather maker coming on in here, and we have to deal with some consequences. And this is the European model run, really downplaying a lot of this. So I really think 1 to 4 in some sort of band across our area is likely. The question is, where is that going to be here as we go throughout the course of the next 24 hours? But good news if you are a winter weather lover, snow lover. We had our recent snow last week. These are the current snow depth numbers from across the region, officially 5 in Green Bay. These are not significant numbers relative to what we could have this time of year. In past years, we've had 1 to 2 feet plus of snow on the ground for Christmas, but we need at least an inch for that white Christmas definition, and we will freshen things up a little bit. Some of us will have some additional snow over the next 24 hours leading into the football game here. So, folks wondering about, Thomas wondering, football game will let us know even more. It would be neat to have the snow globe effect for the football game tomorrow. But it looks like a lot of this will be winding down prior to the football game in Green Bay here. So, all right. Now, the snowstorm or the snow depth we just talked about, we'll freshen things up a little bit. The longest streak of at least 1 inch of snow on the ground, 124 days in Green Bay. That went back into 1986. So a long time ago, we had a long stretch of winter weather. So snow possible here as we go throughout the next 24 hours in some spots here. Great to see you, Nancy from Shawano. And should we be more concerned with the ice than the snow, Lori? Ice is always worse than snow. This is going to be a minor amount of ice if we're going to get it here, but just be forewarned, there could be a little bit of a glaze here at some point over the next 24 hours. It's not going to be crippling, but it doesn't take much ice. So just be extra cautious if you happen to suspect there could be ice out there. Drive slowly and walk gingerly here. So our wind direction now from the south, picking up a little bit along the lakeshore, and the southerly winds now will be a little bit on the stronger side as we go throughout the overnight hours, gusting to 26 in Sturgeon Bay. Winds will be from the south tonight. The winds will decrease tomorrow, become more northerly and northwesterly on the backside of this system. So this is the wind speed, wind direction, wind gusts over the next 24 hours. A little bit breezy tonight, a little bit less wind tomorrow as this whole system swirls on through here. All right, now temperatures have actually been rising this evening. A couple of hours ago, we were in the low and mid-20s through the Fox Valley. Now we're up to 31 in Green Bay, 30 in Appleton, already above freezing along the lakeshore, still lagging across the North Woods in the 20s here. So the atmosphere is trying to warm, but as this moisture comes on in, it's still going to fall into a cold environment. So we're going to have a bit of a icy glaze chance, a wintry mix, or some snow here. As this whole thing evolves around here. So as a whole, temperatures are continuing to warm, and we've already experienced the deep freeze the last 2 days. We are now moving in the opposite direction. and we have much warmer days to come after Christmas, 40s back in the forecast here. But for the next 24 hours, we will slowly either rise or hold steady here for the rest of the night. Those precipitation chances will really ramp up, we think, after midnight as a whole, but some of you may have a little bit of light wintry weather prior to midnight. And we'll have the bulk of this get out of here likely by 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow. We'll time out things with Predictor in just a split second. So our highs tomorrow, low to mid 30s, around freezing or slightly above. So as this snow happens to fall tomorrow, it's going to be a wetter type snow, and we would envision some accumulation on those grassy surfaces or already snow-covered surfaces, elevated surfaces, pavement with the treatment. We may fare okay as a whole here. So we'll just see how things go on our Monday. All right, here's Predictor. I'm going to start the clock here at midnight tonight, and temperatures are already a little bit warmer than some of the numbers you see here. So we are warming, and there will be a chance for some of this either some light snow tonight or a light freezing drizzle tonight. Some light wintry weather is possible during the overnight hours. All right, so when you wake up on Monday, not everyone's going to have wintry weather to contend with, but there's likely going to be some of this around. And we'll just have to see how the trends go tonight and tomorrow morning to see where that more significant precipitation band is going to set up. At some point it will. It's either going to be in the north or maybe it's going to be down to the south. This is midday tomorrow. I'm overlaying two different models on this map right here. So I've got one that is a little bit farther north, the one that just updated a little bit farther south. So this is a broad depiction of where the snow band could be. If it goes north, we won't have too many issues farther south. If it goes farther south, the valley and areas down towards Fond du Lac may have a little bit more snow. But we're just trying to give you that alert here that there will be some wintry weather here in the region on our Monday. So this is midday Monday, and let's go into about 6 o'clock. Still holding on to a little bit of snow somewhere along the lakeshore, maybe tapering a little bit through the Fox Valley, beginning to wind down a little bit back to the northwest of Green Bay here. So this is 6 o'clock. And then going into the evening, 9 o'clock, that should be done. And temperatures start to cool a little bit, so we'll have to watch out for some residual slippery spots or maybe a refreeze tomorrow night. Temperatures will be back into the 20s behind the system. So there could be some more slippery spots for tomorrow night into our Tuesday morning. There's going to be thousands of people driving into Green Bay tomorrow for the football game and then leaving after the football game late on Monday, and leaving the game Monday, we will likely be below freezing, and there will be some precipitation that will have fallen around the region, and some of that could start to freeze back up a little bit. So if you are traveling at distance to Green Bay for the game and then back home, just be aware there could be some slick spots here that we'll have to be dealing with. Now, that is our Monday. That's the weather maker. On the back side of it, we'll have a lot of cloud cover. So the majority of the next week will be pretty cloudy around here. But Tuesday is Christmas Eve. It looks like it's going to be a mostly cloudy type day. There could be some sun in there, but probably more clouds than anything else. Wednesday, shaping up to be pretty cloudy as well. We're keeping the forecast pretty dry. Can't rule out something in there, but it doesn't look to be too traumatic. Temperatures will be somewhere in the mid-30s. And then as we get into Thursday, still a lot of cloud cover, but still relatively dry, maybe a late day shower. Rain showers becoming more likely going into our Friday and then Saturday, and maybe even into parts of next weekend on Sunday, as temperatures will be much, much, much warmer than where we were this past weekend. So this is the 10-day temperature trend. The average high right now is 29, and we were below average the last couple of days. We are now back above 29 right now, and we will be staying around the low to mid 30s through Christmas Day, and then skyrocket back into the 40s going into next weekend. Some of us could actually hit 50 on Saturday, which is the 28th. So that's likely going to be the warmest day out of the next week. We'll start to cool back down going into early January. And, it looks like we'll have the return of winter coming into January, as temperatures will likely fall down. Our wintry weather chances will increase again after this warm weekend next weekend. So first look weather day tomorrow, low to mid 30s, areas of snow. There could be some drizzle around here. And here's your 7-day forecast. So we've got the snow and icy mix tonight into tomorrow, 32 on Tuesday, 34 on Wednesday, Christmas Day. Let me just highlight some of these days here. So not too terribly bad. Last year, I was just looking for, you all probably remember last Christmas. It was so warm. It was actually the warmest on record in Green Bay. Christmas Eve was 52. Christmas Day last year, 54. The warmest Christmas on record here in northeastern Wisconsin. So it's going to be above average this year, but definitely not as warm as last year. Showers possible Thursday, 37. I think most of Thursday's dry. Friday, a better chance for some rain showers, 42. Saturday, a pretty good chance for some showers, cloudy skies. And look at some of our projected numbers for next Saturday. These would be low to mid 40s or maybe some upper 40s in the region too. Some data wants to take us up to about 50 in some locations or even into the low 50s. So that would be kind of crazy, but after what happened last year on Christmas, it's not unprecedented. So we do have that warm up on the way. And we just have to hunker down here for the next 24 hours as this next weather maker comes on in. So if you're just tuning on into the stream here, let me just go back and rehash a couple of things real quick for you. We've got a little bit of precipitation showing up on First Alert Viper Max radar down towards Montello and Watoma. There could be a little bit of light snow or maybe a light mix trying to fall. It looks pretty weak at this time. The actual disturbance is back in North Dakota. And we've got some precipitation that is starting to fill in a little bit in the Minnesota, and this goes back out towards Bismarck. And this whole thing is going to be swirling our direction. It'll be in, it'll be out over the next 24 hours here. So that is what we are monitoring right now. Icing potential relatively low, not a lot of icy glaze expected, but it is a possibility later tonight into tomorrow, so we have to watch out for that. And also the possibility of 1 to 4 inches of snow. And as I mentioned, this band could end up a little bit farther south than what is depicted here on my hand-drawn map. This is data that we looked at earlier today. Some trends want to take this farther south, and I'm going to wait and see how some of the overnight data come on in, and we'll just have to readjust things going into tomorrow, late tonight, tomorrow morning. So just stay tuned. There could be some interesting weather on the way over the next 24 hours. Right now, though, it is pretty quiet here. We'll do a little Skycam tour. This is Appleton, Lambeau Field right now, all quiet, but we'll likely have some wintry weather here over the next 24 hours. And let's go to Manitowoc right now, pretty quiet as well. So that's where we are headed for the week ahead. I hope you are prepared for a little bit of wintry weather over the next 24 hours, and then we'll have some quiet weather midweek for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and a big warm-up with some rain chances next week. All right, that's a look at your forecast on this Sunday evening. We'll have another look at the full forecast and any adjustments that may come our way between now and then at 10 o'clock on the TV side here on Action 2 News. So with that, if you don't have any more questions here on our comments, have a safe Christmas and great week ahead, and we'll see you back on the TV side later tonight. Have a great night.